Hello everyone, this is the G Suite Wizard and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we are going to learn about Google Docs, a document editor and an online word processor provided by Google as part of their G Suite application. This will be my fifth video in Google application introductory videos, and if you want to learn more about the different applications that are there, please do visit my channel. Google Docs allows editing and creating documents and collaborating with multiple people on the same document at the same time. The usability and functionalities of Google Docs are tremendous, and without delaying anymore, let me just get into it and explain as it goes. Going to Google Docs, you'll need to go to Google, click on Google Apps, and you'll find the Docs application. As any other application, you see few templates that were already given to you. Let me just create a blank document, and let me just rename this. Now that I've renamed the document, so you will see a blank canvas where you can create or you can collaborate with different people on having certain things documented. You will see on your left where all the headings appear. If you want to go to a heading, you can directly do it from here. I'll tell you as we go along. Let me just cover the settings that are there, then I'll give you on what are the different functionalities that are there in Google Docs. Default settings, we have file, all of these are pretty much the same. With the other applications, I can make a copy, I can open a new one, or I can share this document, download this document, version histories. So if you do not know what these settings does, please go back to my previous videos. I've talked about the settings such as version histories, downloads, email, publish to web, all in my previous videos such as introduction to Google Sheets or introduction to Google Drive. Okay. Now let me just show you the languages that we have. There are different languages that a document can be created in. Right now, let's put it in English. Then we have document detail. Document details are the owner, location, and modified details that we can see. All right, then we have page setup. What page setup does is, this is the default setting of a page. I can either put it in a portrait mode or a landscape mode. What landscape does is it will do it in this format. Okay. So as you can see, the dimension of the document has changed. Let me just Control Z and I'll go back to my portrait view. Then let me just click on. I also have a paper size here. I can take different sizes. Let me just put A4 size for now. Page color, I can create a different colors. And margins. So what margins does is, so if you see the cursor or the starting point is at some inches below the starting of the page and some inches to the right side of the page. So why this does is, it will give a good look to your document, not very clumsy look. But if you want, you can change the margins. Let me just change it to 0.2 and left I'll put it as 0.1. So if you see, I have changed the settings and the margin has started from the very top. Okay, if I put 0, 0, it will start from this point. Then we have edit option, which is a very self-explanatory one. So what print layout does is, it will make sure the document is in a format that it gets printed. If I remove this print layout, what happens is the document will not stop at certain point, after which so let's say there are certain margins that each printer follows, and when you uncheck this printer format, okay, printer layout, what happens is it will not follow those dimensions and it will write beyond or overlay those dimensions, and when you print it, you will see that there is certain lines that are missing or certain parts of the line that are missing at the end of the line. Then we have a show ruler, show document outline. I will show you what mode is in the later part of this video. Then I have a show ruler. What show ruler does is it will not show the ruler that was there previously here. Let me just show you it again. If I click on it, there's a ruler over here. This is each inch. I'll be able to see what are the inches that are there and from where it gets started. Okay. Here also you can see the ruler on the left side. Then I have document outline. When I click on document outline, it has removed this headings option over here. Then we have equations toolbar. If I click on equations toolbar, there's an equation. Just in case if your document is a mathematical document which needs to have certain equations, you can put them over here. Right now it's not useful for us, so let me just remove it. Then I have insert image, insert all of these. Let me just write something on this document and see what are the different functionalities and different settings that we have. So firstly, if you can see over here, there is an arrow mark that is present. What this does is it is the indent line with where your wording will start. If I put it over here, you can see that the cursor has moved. This will be the starting point for your document. Okay. So let me just change the page settings to the default. So now I've changed this to default. So as you can see, even though the margin I've put it as 1 inches and I've changed the indent previously to 1 inch. So now the starting line is at 2 inches. So I can just make this go back. Okay. Now there's two options. One is a triangle and one is a rectangle. So what rectangle does is it is the first line indent. So I can just change this. I'll show you what happens, right? This is come over here. Let me just put some paragraph here. So guys, here I have a paragraph from Charles Dickens' book. We are going to use this for all the formats, all the functionalities that are there. So as you can see, when I have this rectangle at a different position from my triangle, this is called the first line indent. What first line indent does is it will only set the parameter on where the first line should start. Okay, if I take this over here, you can see that the first line is starting from here and the rest of the lines are starting with the triangle. Let me just take this till here. Let me show you the other options that we have. So firstly, the title. How will you put a title, right? Let's say this is the title of this paragraph or the document. I will put this in the center. I will change the text. Let's say I put this as this one. And if I want to put this as a title, I go over here, which is in normal text. I'll put this as title and I'll click on update title. So this is the title of this document. Okay. Now let's say there is a subtitle or a different heading. So if this is the subtitle or the first heading, I'll go on to normal text. I'll put it as a heading 1. Then I'll put, let's say, a second heading. So this will be the paragraph 1. Let's say from here, I'll put it as paragraph 2. Now if I select this, go to normal text, I can give a different heading. Let me just put it as heading 3 and also this as a heading 3 because they both belong under the same subset of summary. All right, so if you see here, this is the title and when I click on it, it will automatically go over there, and this is the first heading, and under this first heading then we have another 2 subtopics kind of thing, and when I click on, let's say, paragraph 2, I'll automatically be shifted to paragraph 2. Okay, then also we have different type of headings and options that are there. We can create new titles and we can give a subtitle and all of this. Then once we have created the title, let me show you what do we have in insert. There is insert an image. I will just search it here and I'll insert this. So as my cursor was at the end of summary, it has inserted the image after that cursor. I can change the settings of this image. I can reduce the size. Let me just click on enter. Then I have left inline and warp text, then break text, behind text, and in front of text. What all of this does is, let's say I create warp text, right? So the text will get warped around the image. And if I say, all right, let me just cut this and let me put it over here. Okay, so as you can see that it is getting warped from wherever we've put. Then I can move it to the center by going over align and clicking on center. Then we have break text. What it does is it will break the text that is there. All right. Then we have behind the text. So what behind the text does is it will send the image onto a layer below the paragraph or below the text. Let me show you what it does. Okay. I'll put this behind the text, right? As you can see, the image has now gone behind the text and the text is appearing on top of the image. If I put it over the text, it will put it over the text. You will not be able to see the image. So the layer now, so image is on the top layer and text is on the bottom layer. Then that is with image. I can click on right click on the image. I'll see a different settings that are there. And also image settings, you can go over here, image options. You can see the size and rotation, adjustment. And when you click on all options, you'll see the different options that we can do with the image. I can recolor it, I can adjust it, right? And there's text wrapping, which we have done right now, and then size and rotation. Then I have a table. Let me just show you how to create a table. I'll put right. So right now there's 2 columns and 3 rows. So let's use the first column for as a header. So I have put some random data into this table. Just in case if you want to show a data in a table format, you can use a table. And let me just put this as headers. If I bold them, go over here and click on bold, it will get bold and you will be able to see, okay, these are the headers. If I just want to add a row again, right, I just click on tab and a new row gets added. Okay, that is how you add different rows. Then we have a drawing. I can create a drawing or I can upload it from the drive. So a drawing is something similar to an image. Okay, so this is how you get an image. And then we have a chart. I can add a different type of chart. So we'll get into charts in the advanced sections of docs in my later videos. Then there's a horizontal line. I can add a horizontal line. Just give a aesthetic appearance for this document. Okay, so just to show that, okay, this is the end of one paragraph. Let me just copy and put it over here. Right, so it will show that, okay, this is a different topic that we are talking about right now. Then there's a date. I can add a date, footnote. So what footnote does is it will add a footnote on this. This is the end of the page, right? So it will keep adding a footnote over here, just in case if you want to put some explanation. So if I put a star over here, right, and I can put a footnote. So this is the footnote that appears under this page. Then I have special characters, equation, headers and footers. So I'll show you all about these in my advanced lectures, how we can use special characters, equations, how to insert a header, all of these. I'll show you what a page break is. I can put a page break over here so that it will create a new page. I'll just create a page break. You can see that there's a new page that was created. It it broke the page from there and it entered into a new page. Okay, I can insert a link. It is like a hyperlink. I'll put and text as Google and click on apply. So I'll be able to insert a link for Google. So then we have comment, bookmark, and table of contents. All of this will be covered in my advanced lectures. Then we have format option. Then there's text formatting. So when you go to format and then bold, these are the basic formatting that is provided in all of the Google applications. So if I want to highlight a word or a set of words and it gets bold. There's also quick settings over here. I can change it from here itself. I can remove the bold or apply the bold and put it as italic or underlined. So these are all the different quick settings that we have here. There is also few more settings from format. If you go over here, you will see strike through, superscript and subscript. Strike through, what it does is it will strike the word. Okay. And what superscript does is, let's say this is the selected one and I click on superscript, it will go as a superscript. So this is helpful in case you are doing a mathematical equation like x square. If you want to show that x raised to the power of 2, you can put x and 2 as a superscript. It is the same thing with subscript. It will come on the bottom right of the word. So that is how you use superscript and subscript. Then there is capitalization. There are different capitalization options that we have. We can do it to lowercase. If I put it on uppercase, all of the letters will turn to uppercase. Then there is title case. Only the first letter will change to uppercase. So if let's say I take these set of words, right, and go to format and click on capitalization and title capitals, you see that all the first letters of each word has been changed to uppercase. Then we have paragraph styles, which I've already showed you. It is the headers and borders and shading that we can do. These are all can be covered in the advanced sections of our Google Docs. Then we have align and indent. So align is pretty simple. It will align the words or it will align the paragraph or the selected words to whatever you choose. Let's say I put it in the center, it will align it to the center. If I go and change it to justify, what justify does is it will put it in a straight format. If you see here, the line is also ending before the right indent. But if you see here, right line is ending exactly at the right indent. So that is what justified means. Let me show you the different indents that we have. When I say increase indent, it will increase the indent. As you can see, this has moved for this particular paragraph itself. If I select this, you can see that it has gone to previous one and it is only changed for this set of words. Then we have line spacing. So line spacing is the space between each line. As you can see, the line spacing has increased for this. And if I say single, it will again decrease. Then we have columns. So it will come as 2 columns for this. Okay. So it is pretty self-explanatory. In case you needed it in a table of contents or as a table without the borders, you can put this. Then we have bullets and numbering. I'll show you what bullets and numbering is. So I've just divided this into different lines. If I click on bullets and numbering, you see that the numbers are provided for each line. So when I click on enter, it automatically creates a new line and assigns a new number for it. Let's say if I do not want it as a separate line, let's say I want to add a note which is related to the first point. Okay, then I click on tab and it enters into this notation where it is not a second line but it is a subset of the first line. I can say that okay, this is the subset, and when I click on enter, it again enters into the second subset line. So it, whenever you keep entering, it will enter into the subset, and if you want to enter into a second line, you click on enter again. Now it is entered into the second line, and if you want to quit the numbering system, you click on enter again. So it has gone to the separate line. Now it has changed this to 2, and this, there's a line here which is not numbered anything. Then that is the bullets and numbering. So there are different options that we have. Right now I've chosen this where first will come, then there is a subset for A and B. There's again different sorts of formatting that you can do. It is completely up to. We also have bullet system. This is the same as numbering. Instead of numbers, you'll get bullets. Okay. And as I've told you, headers and footers will be covered in my next videos. This is a page number. What page numbers does is it will show the number of pages. I'll put it in footer. Show on the first page, start at 1, apply. Okay. So if you see here, there's a footer option that is given and the numbering is started for the pages. So that is the number for number 1 page and this is the second page. So that is how you can create page numbers in documents. Then page orientation, it is the same thing that we've seen in the first starting of the video. I can either put it in the portrait mode or the landscape. Then I have a clear formatting option. So if let's say I want to clear the format for this, I'll select this, go to format, clear format, and it will go back to the original version of that word. Then we have tools, spelling and grammar. It will automatically tell you any grammatical errors or spelling errors are there. Then there's a word count. You will be able to see the word count of the whole document. There's 2 pages, 183 words, 1010 characters. Characters excluding spaces is 841. Okay, you can also display count while typing. You'll be able to see the counts over here. Then we have suggested edits. I'll show you what suggested edits in the later part of this video. Then we have a compare documents. This is fairly a new functionality that is given by G Suite. I'll be able to compare 2 documents and see the difference, or I can see what are the things that are matching in the documents. Okay. So all of this will be covered more detailed in the Google Docs playlist that I have created. You can go into my channel to view more about Google Docs. Then there's citations. You can add citations. Let's say there is some citation or bibliography that you want to add, you can add that over here. Then we have explore. Explore is similar to what you find in Sheets. It will explore, it will search the documents in the web and give you the topics. Then we have linked objects. Linked objects is something I'm going to talk about in my next video. There is translate document. I can translate the document in case if it's in a different language and I want it into English. So I can translate it. There's also a dictionary in case you want to look up some meaning of some word. You can also use the dictionary that is provided by Google. Then we have a voice typing option. Just in case if you do not want to type, you can also read it to the document and it will automatically type the document. Script editor is again the coding platform given by Google. I'll talk about script editor in the Google App Scripts playlist that I've created. And preferences and accessibility settings are purely for your usage. You can turn on the screen magnifier, or you can turn on the screen reader support, so it will just read whatever you've typed. Then we also have add-ons. I can add different softwares into this for easier access or easier usage of my Google Doc. So coming to the quick settings, I have zoom, which will zoom my document or zoom out my document. I've showed you what headings is. This is the font that we can use. There are a lot of fonts that are given, and I can also add more fonts. Then there is a font size. I can increase the font size, as you can see. If I select this and increase the font size, it get increased. Then there's bold, italic, underline, text color. I can change the text color to a different one. This is the highlighter. I can highlight the word and I'll be able to know that, okay, this is something I need to concentrate on. This is the link which I've already told you. I'll show you what comment is. This is the insert image, align, and line spacing. Line spacing and all I've already told you in the format options. So there are again different functionalities for spacing. You can experiment them on yourself and you will understand it better. And then there's a checklist. I can include a checklist. When I click on checklist, there's a checkbox that is coming, and let's say is the lecture one, right? And I check on this, and that means this part of the task is completed. Okay. Then there's numbering and bulleted system, which I've already showed you. Then there's increase and decrease indent, and then clear formatting. So all of these are the quick settings. Now coming to a different functionality provided by Google Docs, we have three types of modes here. One is editing, one is suggesting, one is viewing. So when I click on viewing, I'll not be able to make any changes over here. I'll just be able to see this. I cannot change anything. Even if I put it over here, you can see that there's no cursor that is coming. So this is purely in uh, viewing mode right now. Then there is editing mode. Right now we are till now we were in editing mode. I can make any changes that I need. I see that there's a suggestion that is given. I can change the suggestion, right? So editing mode does all the edits in the document. Then there's a suggesting mode. So this is a very useful mode in Google Document. You can suggest a change without changing the actual words in the document. So let's say I want to change this, fog up the river. Right now you can see that this is in suggesting mode, and this is also, there's an add comment, but let me show you what suggesting is. I'll put please. So this is just the suggestion I'm giving. I can actually delete all of this. So it shows that, okay, instead of fog up the river, I can say fog in the river. Okay, and this is how suggestion looks like. I can give suggestions for different words. Okay, I'll put this as. So all of these are called the suggestions. So when I download this document, it will not come with the suggestions. It will just take the words that are there over here. I can also assign this suggestion to somebody. I can put at the rate and I can see my contacts, or I can also manually type in and it will be assigned to that person. Please check this. And it will be assigned to that person. Then there is a comment one. It is similar to suggestion, but it will not show on the document like this. It will just put a comment. Let's say not needed. This is a comment, right? And I'll be able to see that there's somebody commented on this document and it is in the yellow color. So these are the basic functionalities and settings that we have in Google Docs. As you can see, and there are a lot of processes that are there in Google Docs which can ease the burden of creating a document or sharing a document. So if you want to learn more about Google Docs, please do visit my channel. I've created separate playlists for separate applications, and you can visit my Google Docs application series. You'll be able to learn Google Docs from basics till advanced. Alright guys, thank you. That is it for this basics video. I can show you a lot more in my coming videos. Please do subscribe and encourage me. Thank you.